158 million people are expected to watch the Patriots take on the Giants. Nearly 47% are actually interested in the game. 36% will tune in to watch the commercials. Well, what will the ads be like this year? Any standouts, any controversies? Dr. Audrey Guskey, marketing professor at Duquesne University, is here with a preview. Good morning, Audrey.
Good morning, Christine. Great to be here. What fun and excitement we have to look forward to in the Super Bowl.
I'm one of those people who likes the commercials more than the game.
Well, the Steelers aren't playing, of course. What do you do? You're watching the commercials.
Absolutely. All right, so the price tag, first of all, this is always astronomical. How much this year?
$2.7 million for a 30-second ad. If you divide that up per second, you're looking at $90,000 per second. And if you add the production costs, you're at $140,000. People say, is it worth it? Absolutely. You've got every other person in this country watching it. So you've got 200 million eyeballs, 100 million people watching. And so, you know, this is really the only mass marketing event that we have in the entire country, in the entire world. And so marketers who get into this, companies who get into this, it's really worth it because of the visibility, the hype that they get, all the talk before the game, the pregame, and the post-game analysis too. So it's definitely worth that cost.
So I'm sure that a lot goes into making sure these are commercials that people remember, and there are some that people still remember from years and years ago. In fact, maybe we can take a look at some of those. Of course, we just saw the Mean Joe Green one.
Which is the classic, and they've done national polls, and they found every year that this is people's favorite commercial of all time. And so what you've got is, it's, believe it or not, 18 years old.
Oh my goodness.
And, or I'm sorry, 28 years old, because it was from 1980. And Mean Joe Green is just, you know, classic. And I think that hits the heart, you know, tugs at the heartstrings. It's dealing with football. It's a cute little fella. It highlights the product. That's what you want in a Super Bowl.
We've got a nationwide ad. I think that people will also remember. We can look at this one.
Kevin Federline, making fun in a sense of himself, trying to be this famous rapper. We all know who his ex-girlfriend is. And here he is flipping burgers. And what's interesting is the National Restaurant Association had a bit of controversy regarding that. So, you know,
but it was hilarious.
People like the controversy.
and
he supposedly was the most remembered ad from last year. So he did get his claim to fame at some point.
I believe it. Well, anything we should look out for this year? Any big ones that people are expecting?
Well, we've got a lot of celebrity ads coming this year too. So we've got Will Ferrell coming through. We've got Carmen Electra coming through, and the GoDaddy ads are always going to be fun. And so, you know, they're very controversial as well. You've also got a real interesting one coming up through, and there's of course Victoria's Secret, which is their first year on, and people are looking forward to that one. But we've also got Pepsi introducing an ad for the deaf community, and sort of an inside community joke among the people who are hearing impaired. And so you're going to have 30 seconds of silence, which will be very supposedly a nice ad and a beautiful touch to their campaign. Anheuser-Busch, of course, has the most ads. I think they're running about 10 of them. And they always tend to have really interesting, on-the-edge types of ads, and so we can look for those. And you know, USA Today, the day after, they tend to have their poll that suggests which ones are people's favorites and which ones they did not like, so we can look forward to that too.
Now, I know in years past they've kind of reached out to people to get their own commercials.
Oh, yes.
Is that happening this year
Doritos
anymore?
is going to do that again. Doritos did that last year. They became famous with that. Everyone probably remembers the girl and the guy. She was walking down the street and she hits her head on the car. And this was a couple who literally made that commercial for like $4, and they won $1 million and obviously national fame and fortune. And that was a real concussion, believe it or not. She did hit her head as she was as the car was going by, and they only one take. So that's an interesting story. So Doritos had so much fun with that, and their participants did. Very similar to what Heinz has done with Can You Top This on YouTube. And so Doritos once again is going to have something, but more musically oriented. They're looking for the best song of the year to highlight Doritos.
Lots of fun stuff to look for. Audrey, thank you so much for your insight.
And who are you rooting for in the Super Bowl?
The commercials.
Okay. Ditto here.
And again, thanks, Audrey. We'll be watching. Still ahead, we are live at Pittsburgh.